Hello, somebodies!
We are the nobodies.
What are we doing here today?
Today we are going to be listening to one of the greatest bands of all time, Metallica, with their live version of Blackened.
So let's get right into this. I'm Son.
And I'm Father.
89? Yeah.
89, baby. There were no cameras, no phones.
How the fuck did they record this?
Only M80s, man. M80s. They were throwing freaking M80s off the top shelf. Boom! Crazy. I was 16.
Okay. Old Metallica are still some of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet, but they look particularly cool here.
Dude, 89, they were in their peak. They had to be maybe 25 years old.
Black Album had to... Did the Black Album exist by this point? 89? No, that was 91, right?
91. This is...
See, okay, listen, I kind of...
Yeah, no, you just said it. But that question was still stupid.
You're stupid.
I didn't say you were stupid. I said the question is stupid.
Okay, well, your answer was stupid then. How do you feel?
Stupid.
Dick. Freaking...
89, baby.
Yeah,
there was no Black Album.
There was just Blackened. Please don't click off. I'm so sorry. But, well, I think Blackened has got to be one of my favorite Metallica songs. Because I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but off the Injustice for All album, I think that is the most thrash metal freaking balls to the wall song on the album.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I just know that Blackened for 6 minutes straight is freaking like, that song is quick.
That whole album was just insane. It was probably one of the best albums they ever wrote. It was the most intricate. It was the most talent. You had one, which became the biggest song in the world with that solo at the end that just went crazy. And it didn't stop for like freaking 6 straight minutes.
One is still one of the greatest metal songs ever written. And probably the greatest metal song ever written.
Harvester of Sorrow. And dude, when this album came out, I'll never freaking forget. I'll just never forget where I was. I was 16 years old hanging out at my friend's house, and we waited and waited and waited, and we waited at Tower Records for a freaking Like, I think we got there like 3 a.m. for the store to open, and the line was down the block, around the building, freaking for miles just to get a tape.
I get it. I understand. Actually, maybe I don't. I don't think I've ever picked up an album at midnight.
You'll never understand our era, and I say it over and over and over again. I lived in one of the greatest eras of all time.
Oh my god. That's a middle part. That's okay.
Yo, we totally just loved Jason Newsted, the bassist, man. This was the era before Rob Trujillo, and Jason Newsted took over for Cliff Burton, and he was, to me, one of the greatest freaking ever to take his place. But they treated him like garbage.
Really?
Yeah. They just wanted him to be Cliff Burton, and they've said it in interviews. Like, they used to freaking just abuse him and treat him like crap. And he wanted to write solo music, and they said no. Like, there were so many rules and just assholism that went into his demise, and that's the reason why he left.
Have they apologized? Freaking hope so.
At this point, many moons, yes, they have apologized.
Oh, thank God.
But they said that it was, they had to, because, they were such in grief with Cliff Burton's death,
Yeah, of course. It's a combination of that, and they were like, how old were they back then,
Like 25 years old.
That's a pretty pissed off time in a lot of people's lives. Freaking...
Exactly, and they were touring, and and they said, you can't replace Cliff Burton, you never will replace Cliff Burton.
Oh my!
And they treated him like he
couldn't replace. Yeah.
Burton, exactly.
Ugh, that sucks.
But he was. You ask anybody, and they'll tell you in the comments that this Jason Newsted was one of the best bassists in Metallica ever. So this was before the Black Album, which I got to see in 1991 at Nassau Coliseum. You know, they came out with songs by then, you know, Sad But True.
Mhm.
But just from that concert to Sad But True, you could tell the band changed, you know, because, I think it was Bob Ross that tried to teach Kirk, James Hetfield how to sing.
Which is crazy because James Hetfield singing actually isn't bad here by like any means. He's legitimately hitting the notes in Blackened, like, and they sound good too.
But then all of a sudden he came out with the ooh, you know, ooh, and that was this like new freaking thing in 1991 where everyone was just like, okay, this is a little different than Injustice for All. It was like the Black Album was night and day compared to the freaking speed, grit, animalism. Then it was like enter light, enter night. Like, how'd you go from that to that in only 2 years?
So I was thinking about something during the last 2 minutes of that song, and I'm so glad you're saying what you're saying right now because it works. Knowing what we know now about the Black Album and how it did kind of shoot them into superstardom, even bigger than they already kind of were because it put them mainstream, right?
Yep.
Could they have done another album after Injustice for All, like Injustice for All, without people saying it wasn't as good as Injustice for All?
No, because to me, Injustice for All was the top.
Because, like, there are so many people you can ask, hey, what is the greatest metal album ever written? And I bet you, if out of 100 people, freaking at least half of them are saying this, you know?
Oh, yeah. Justice for All is one of the greatest written albums of all time, in my personal opinion.
So I'm not even saying from like a Black Album made them more popular perspective. I'm just saying if they really did try to make another album like their first four, and especially like Injustice for All, I don't know if it would have been good.
They had to. They've always said that they went with the times because in 1991 you were right around the corner from the Seattle sound. That Alice in Chains was coming out, Soundgarden. You know, they were all coming up, so they needed to create an album that had the bridges, the singing, the freaking ballads. You know, like Unforgiven and everything. You know, the speed days were coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even freaking Megadeth, you know, they had
they tried. I know it started with the letter
R.
They
had
right?
it all. Yeah, well, they had Rust in Peace, which was just Tornado of Souls, freaking Rust. You know, it was crazy. Holy Wars, blah blah blah. and then the next freaking album was like Addicted to Chaos.
There was
Chaos. You know, like they even went kind of mainstream.
There was someone I spoke to the other day who she was saying that like Megadeth had their one bad album, and then after it didn't go well, they're like, all right, back to what we know. And
they went like computer. They went like freaking. They tried to do like computer shit.
But yeah. Okay. So anyway, though, I'm not saying Metallica like wouldn't have done the Black Album anyway because they were going with the times. I'm just saying if they did try to do one more Speed album after Injustice for All, I think a lot of people actually maybe would have said it sucked just because of how damn good Injustice for All is. You know, you have a freaking Wagyu perfectly made grass-fed steak. If you have a cheeseburger the next day, yeah, sure, a cheeseburger is normally pretty good. But like, after the steak you just had, that tastes like ass, man.
Yeah, it's not Angus no more.
Listen, just yell at me in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they could have done it again. But that's just my take.
Well, listen, you had Ride the Lightning. Then they came out with Master of Puppets. Then they came out with Injustice for All. They had 3 amazing albums in a row. So they might have had one in them.
They might have. You know,
we don't know.
Let us know in the comments, man. Tell me if I'm being just a stupid motherfucking Gen Z.
Absolutely not. The Black Album, I think, honestly, was put in the right place, the right time, for the right era.
Everything afterwards, it could be. We don't know what really happened.
I'm saying it wasn't good. I don't care.
They had a few good songs. They had a few good songs, but overall, no, I'm not a fan of the album's post-Black Album.
No, that was the last greatest album. Sorry to say.
Yeah, Hardwired was decent.
Oh, it was. They're still good. Not saying, but they'll never recreate Injustice for All, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and Black Album. They'll never recreate those. Those were to me, the greatest 4 albums ever.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I got all 4 of them in my liked songs playlist for that reason. Remember to hit that like, subscribe button. Tell us down in the comment section below how you felt about that song. Send a donation our way. It'll help us improve the channel, and we'll prioritize your song recommendation. And press the bell, next subscribe button, to get notified every time we upload a video. I'm Son.
And I'm Father.
Rock on.
Rock on.